corridor with the clearance of the tunnels connecting the Port of New York and New Jersey with CSX's main line. What is the significance of that for intermodal traffic?
Well, it's really all about long-term capacity, and really the whole nation's rail infrastructure needs to continue to grow its capacity to meet what we see is going to be strong demand for many, many years to come. In particular, out of the Port of New York, we were restricted in our ability to load the 2 high-cube containers, and really, in today's world, it wasn't a big issue, but going forward, we're going to need that capacity to continue to grow the business.
So this allows you to load 2 high-cube containers, one on top of another, instead of what?
Yeah, absolutely. As the containers have evolved to the high cubes, and it's really an industry standard now, you have to have 2 high clearance if you're going to be able to handle the business.
Mm-hmm. CSX also is developing a large intermodal transfer terminal in Northwest Ohio. How will this project mesh with that?
Really, they go hand in hand. The Northwest Ohio facility will help expedite movement of containers, particularly double-stack containers across the country. And so now when you move inland from the Port of New York, you'll be able to go into our transshipment facility in Northwest Ohio, get reworked, and run out on sprint trains. So the service will be more reliable, faster to all the inland points that you want to move through the Port of New York. So when you put those two things together, you have more capacity here, you have more capacity there, and you're building essentially a very efficient, environmentally friendly network to serve from the Port of New York into the Midwest.
Well, how will this compare with what you have now? What will specifically improve?
Again, you have more capacity, which is something all of our customers need, and you have a way to make sure that the service is reliable, which is, again, what we hear from our customers all the time, that you have to have capacity for me to move inland, and you have to be able to do it reliably, and we'll be able to do both of those things with these 2 projects.
Well, you'll have more density to Northwest Ohio, and then how will you serve the rest of the region from there?
Yeah, just think of it just like an airline hub. It's just that the intermodal industry hasn't really had a particular hub anywhere in the country to be able to bring freight into one place and efficiently, using modern technology, wide-span cranes, new operating systems, to be able to move from rail car to rail car and build dense trains quickly and move them on to destinations. So the easiest way to think about it is just the way you run an airline today. You take small groups of passengers, you load them up onto one big train, and you shoot them out to places like Detroit, Cincinnati, Columbus, Louisville, and other places. And you also have the ability to expedite freight that's moving beyond Chicago and moving out west. So you can take stuff out of the New York market, bring it together in Northwest Ohio, and then expedite it through Chicago out to the West Coast. So it's really, I think of it as more or less the new CSX intermodal engine for our whole northern tier service.
And when will that be opening?
Well, we're going to be open, we're pretty confident we'll open at the end of the first quarter, 2011. We're on plan to have construction done at the end of 2010, but we want to spend about 60 to 90 days testing the new equipment, testing the new operating systems to make sure that it's working and it's safe and it's doing all the things that we expect it to do. So we'll spend that time, and then we'll open up full-time for business at the end of the first quarter.
How large will this terminal out there be?
Well, the actual whole project is a couple thousand acres, so long-term you'll see other businesses develop around the terminal. Our terminal itself will expand in the 300 to 400 acre area, so it's a very large project. If you saw an overhead shot of it, it's a quarter-mile wide, it's 2.5 miles long. It's a serious project. Matter of fact, it's the largest current construction project in the state of Ohio.
What's the price tag on it?
A mere $175 million. So yeah, you have to, if you're going to grow this business, you have to spend the capital. That is a big price, big ticket price, but we believe it's worth every penny.